Okay. Hi, Violet. How are you?
I'm good, Kentala. Thank you. How are you?
Good. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, Capucine, Shabela, Jason Browning. Hi, Lindsay. How are you? Hi, Jason. How are you?
Hi, good. Thank you.
Capucine. Comment allez-vous?
Ça va bien, merci.
Good. Thank you. Matthew and Violet, Jim, Selena. Okay, hi, Selena.
Hey, everyone.
Hi. Okay. How are you, Selena?
Sorry, I didn't catch the tempo. My internet is a little bit unstable.
Oh, okay. Yeah, whichever is better. For example, if you prefer watching on YouTube, then you can also just search for Lundub Choling. We are live there. Okay. So do whichever is easier for you. Hi, Vinicius. How are you? Okay. So have your insert first. Maybe in a few days I'll have the insert so that we don't have to go back and forth. I'll have the insert in the Longchen Nyingthig text so that it will be just, you don't have to flip too many pages up and down. The only thing is that we have to keep changing the insert. That's why we don't want to insert in the Longchen Nyingthig text. So, and yeah, we can also write down every day, or there will be a little bit of different insertion in the practice. So, okay. So we'll first begin with the disturbing the slumber of ignorance. Okay. Thomas is there. Brendan is there. Jan is there. Eric Marshall is there. And Ben is there. Changchup Dolkar is there. Okay. I got your email. I will reply to you. Oh, Frederick is there too. And then there are some unnamed. I think. Okay, so visualize that Guru Rinpoche along with the Dakas and Dakinis. In their hands, they play the Damaru and the bells. And then with this beautiful music, you rise up. So Timugni Tok. Ke mai ke hui kaldendre ke bo mare te mo wange manpa. Chindrung arke tantai along dan tome dune dala toke par. Mare wange nilyun de choi ge dane manel gosum gelambe. Kega na che dunga mi che samdering chamyan tobe kokam. Drumla zendrui kepe ndula mba dare chibu tende drumde. Nyomle ngangla depe dima yin chiwa somla drupa taru kyo. Tsenla lome chicken same cha de che mise dengshi matona. Kebo kene sembe chije ron che nam dame tongshin che dante. Chumai migjo milam zonen dan jeze dongere dacha tabuche. Chudai chuburu miyoro chumba so sheje juma pechu dejendo. Korde chenam keke sheparage chenam ranjin kewa me pate. Neme game do me pa u me tsema me chen samjendro. Tende tombara jawe de lamba. Namo Guru Be, Namo Deva Be, Namo Daiki Be. Back to page 1. O alas, alas, fortunate child of Buddha nature, do not be oppressed by the forces of ignorance and delusion, but rise up now with resolve and courage. Entranced by ignorance from beginningless time until now, you have had more than enough time to sleep, so do not slumber any longer, but strive after virtue with body, speech, and mind. Are you oblivious to the suffering of birth, old age, sickness, and death? There is no guarantee you will survive even past this very day. The time has come for you to develop perseverance in your practice. For at this singular opportunity, you could attain the everlasting bliss of nirvana. So now is certainly not the time to sit idly, but starting with the deflection on death, you should bring your practice to completion. The moments of our life are not expendable, and the possible circumstances of death are beyond imagination. If you do not achieve an undaunted security now, what point is there in your being alive or living being? All phenomena are ultimately selfless, empty, and free from conceptual elaboration. In this dynamic, they resemble an illusion, mirage, dream, or reflected image. A celestial city, an echo, a reflection of the moon in water, a bubble, an optical illusion, or an intangible emanation. You should know that all things of cyclic existence and nirvana accord in nature with these 10 similes of illusory phenomena. All phenomena are naturally unborn. They neither abide nor cease, neither come nor go. They are without objective referent, signless, ineffable, and free from thought. The time has come for this truth to be realized. Homage to the Llama, homage to the Yidam, homage to the Dakini. Homage to the Llama, homage to the Yidam, homage to the Dakini. So like that, you arise, and then as you arise, then you sit yourself in the 7 Vajrayana posture. And then now we'll do the cleansing of the breath. Okay. The Vajra fist. Breathe in through your left. Breathe out. Okay. Breathe in through your right, sorry. Breathe out. Through both your nostrils. Okay. Through both your nostrils. Through both your nostrils. And then finally, draw in one more time, breathe in one more time. And then you can sit like this. And then you can do the 3 round, the Vajra breathing, Om Ahu. Either you can say Om Ahu together or silently. So, oh. So 7 times for now. So you can, when you're doing on your own, you can do like 21 times or so. And then now bring in mind the motivation. So thinking of all motherly sentient beings in order to bring them all to the state of perfect and complete Buddhahood, I will engage in this 100-day mind training retreat, like that. And then go to Longchen Nyingthig Monroe text, beginning with the blessing of speech. Page 3 in the Longchen Nyingthig text. Om fire rising from Ram syllable consumes my tongue, transforming it into a 3-pronged vajra of red light. In its center are the vowels and consonants surrounded by the mantra, the essence of interdependent origination. From these syllables, like a string of pearls, light rays stream out, making offerings to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, pleasing them. As these rays return, all obscurations of my speech are purified, and I receive all the blessings and siddhis of Vajra speech. A a I u r re li li e I o au angaha kaka ganga cha cha ja ja na ta 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 na ta 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 da na pa pa ba ba ma ya ra la wa sha sa sa ha cha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetun deshan tatha gato hayava datta teshan chayo nirodha evam vati maha sharmana swaha a I u r re li li e I o au angaha Kaka ganga cha 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 na da 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 na ta ta da da na pa 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 ma ya ra la wa sha sa sa ha cha. Om vajra sato sama sorry om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetun teshan tatha gato haya wa datta teshan jayo nirod. Evam vadi maha shramana swaha a I u re re e I o angaha. Kaka ganga cha 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 na da 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 na ta ta da da na pa 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 yara la wa sha sa sa ha cha om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetun teshan tatha gato haya wa da ta teshan chayo nirodha evam vadi maha shramana swaha a I u re le le e I o angaha Kaka ganga cha 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 na da 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 na ta ta da da na pa 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 ma yara la va sha sa sa ha cha om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetun deshan tatha gato haya va datta teshan chayo nirodha evam vadi maha shramana swaha a I u re le le e I o angaha Kaka ganga cha 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 na ta ta da da na ta ta da da na pa 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 ma ya ra la wa sha sa sa ha cha om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetun deshan tatha gato haya va datta teshan chayo nirodha evam vadi maha shramana swaha a I u re le le e I o au angaha Kaka ganga cha 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 na ta ta da da na ta ta da da na pa 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 ma ya ra la wa sha sa sa ha cha om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetun deshan tatha gato haya va datta teshan chayo nirodha evam vadi maha shramana swaha a I u re le le e I o au angaha Kaka ganga cha 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 na ta ta da da na ta ta da da na pa 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 ma Yara lava shasa saha cha om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetun teshan tatha gato haya vadata teshan cha yo nirodha evam vadi maha shamana so. Okay, calling the Llama from afar, page 13. Lama Llama Ken. Llama Ken. Nyingthig Lama Longchen. Le thine Lord doubles Kewahai Nyemba Dala Chopeche Jiwar de chen korle jendo jo jenda she chen kuncha shen so se. O Lama, please think of me. O Lama, please think of me. O Lama, please think of me. From the blossoming lotus of devotion at the center of my heart, arise, O kind Lama, my only refuge, in order to protect me, the miserable, unfortunate one, who is overwhelmingly tormented by karma and mental affliction. I pray that you remain as the jewel ornament on the crown chakra of great bliss, arousing all of my mindfulness and awareness. So now the Lama is right in front of you, facing toward you. And then in front of the Lama, you supplicate. Page 14. Tizum zange tham jege o kuje dane palden lama dambala sewa de so dala wanguro jenge lapto se sablam ge tobai ke barajen julai ke wara jenge lapto se kada nilo ke tawa to bara jenge lapto se Tundru naje yeshe tarjim bara jenge labdus. I fervently supplicate to the glorious sacred Lama, the essence of all of the Buddhas of the three times, the embodiment of the four kayas. I pray that you grant me blessings and empowerments. I pray that you bless me so that the extraordinary realization of the profound path arises in me. I pray that you bless me to realize the view of the primordial purity of the abiding nature. I pray that you bless me to perfect the wisdom of the four visions of spontaneous presence. I fervently supplicate to the glorious sacred Lama, the essence of all of the Buddhas of the three times, the embodiment of the four kayas. I pray that you grant me blessings and empowerments. I pray that you bless me so that the extraordinary realization of the profound path arises in me. I pray that you bless me to realize the view of the primordial purity of the abiding nature. I pray that you bless me to perfect the wisdom of the four visions of spontaneous presence. Okay. Seems like someone's microphone isn't turned off. Please make sure your microphone is turned off. Let's see, who could that be? Okay. Okay, page 17. Now I am free from the hell, preta, or animal realms, long-living gods, born in barbaric land or being a wrong view holder, born in a period when Buddha has not appeared or being mentally dumb. I have obtained freedom from these 8 unfree states, born a human being with all my senses intact and in a center land, with a lifestyle not harmful or wrong, and with faith in the Buddha's teachings. These 5 personal endowments are complete. Now, Buddha has appeared, has taught the Dharma, it is existing, I follow it, and a sublime teacher has accepted me. I have thus the 5 circumstantial endowments. Although I am in a position where I have every one of them, once this life so fraught with uncertainty is relinquished, I will go on to yet another realm of existence. O Guru Rinpoche, think of me, turn my mind towards the Dharma. Omniscient Lord, keep me from straying onto wrong or inferior paths. O kind Lama, you who are not separate from them, think of me. If I do not use the opportunity this present freedom offers, I will not find such a basis for attaining liberation later on. Once the merit that provided this happy existence is exhausted, I will wander after death as an unfortunate being in the miserable realms. Not knowing virtue from non-virtue, I will never hear a word of Dharma, nor meet a spiritual teacher, a terrible disaster. If we reflect on the numbers and kinds of sentient beings, we understand just how slim is the chance of gaining a human body. When we see even human beings devoid of Dharma engaging in negativity, we realize those who accord to Dharma are just like the daytime star. O Guru Rinpoche, think of me, turn my mind towards the Dharma. Omniscient Lord, keep me from straying onto wrong or inferior paths. O kind Lama, you who are not separate from them, think of me. Even though it is like reaching a jewel island, attaining this human body, a fickle and impetuous mind in such a promising basis makes it an unsuitable support for attaining liberation, especially when possessed by negative influences or with the 5 poisons raging inside, or when negative karma befalls me, or I am distracted by laziness, or when a slave under someone else's control, or turning to Dharma simply out of insecurity or fear, or merely pretending to practice, or when deluded and stupid. These are the 8 intrusive circumstances that make Dharma impossible. When these come upon me opposing my Dharma practice, O Guru Rinpoche, think of me, turn my mind towards the Dharma. Omniscient Lord, keep me from straying on to wrong or inferior paths. O kind Lama, you who are not separate from them, think of me. Lacking both revulsion and the jewel of devotion, caught in the bond of desire and cravings, or with crude degenerate behavior, never holding back from negative, harmful actions and engaging in the 5 inexpiable acts, with vows completely broken and samaya torn to shreds. These are the 8 propensities where mind is cut off from the Dharma. When these come upon me opposing my Dharma practice, O Guru Rinpoche, think of me, turn my mind towards the Dharma. Omniscient Lord, keep me from straying onto wrong or inferior paths. O kind Lama, you who are not separate from them, think of me. At this moment, I'm not inflicted by sickness or pain, nor am I a slave or such under another's control. So now when I have this perfect auspicious quality of total independence, if I waste the freedom of this human life through my own indolence, not to mention parting from my companions, possessions, relatives, and loved ones, even this body that I hold so dear will be carried out alone from its bed to some desolate spot, to be torn to pieces by foxes, vultures, and dogs. Then in the bardo there will be even greater terror. O Guru Rinpoche, think of me, turn my mind towards the Dharma. Omniscient Lord, keep me from straying onto wrong or inferior paths. O kind Lama, you who are not separate from them, think of me. The results of virtuous and non-virtuous actions will follow accordingly, especially if I am born in the hell realms. On a ground of burning iron, my head and body will be hacked with weapons. I will be ripped apart with saws and crushed with red-hot hammers. Trapped in a doorless iron cell, screaming out loud, I will be impaled on red-hot spikes, boiled in molten lava, and burned in a fire of intense heat. This is the first 8 classifications of hell. On the crests of snow mountains, on precipices of ice, terrifying places engulfed by scolds and blizzards of snow, my tender body, lashed by freezing winds, will break out in blisters, bursting open into festering sores, in a ceaseless wail of agonized screams and suffering difficult to even think about. Like a sick person at death whose strength is completely gone, I will let out deep gasps and groans. My teeth clench, my skin cracking open, and my exposed raw flesh will split deeper and will split yet again. This is the next 8 classifications of the hells. Similarly, my feet will be sliced to ribbons on the plain of razors. In the forest of swords, my body will be gashed and chopped. I will sink in the swamp of putrefying corpses and the pit of hot embers, tormenting in the changing hell and in the hell neighboring the ultimate torment. Born indoors, pillars, fireplaces, ropes, and the like, always made use of and exploited in the ephemeral hells. When thoughts of intense hatred and aggression arise, which are the causes of being born in any of the 18 hells, O Guru Rinpoche, think of me, turn my mind towards the Dharma. Omniscient Lord, keep me from straying onto wrong or inferior paths. O kind Lama, you who are not separate from them, think of me. Likewise, in the grim and destitute realm, where the words food, drink, or comfort have never been heard, the pretas find nothing to eat or drink for months and years on end. Their bodies are emaciated and they lack even the strength to stand. They suffer from 3 different kinds of obscurations. The reason for being born in such a birth is greed, in constant dread of being killed and eaten by one another, exploited and worked until exhaustion, bewildered as what to do or not to do. Animals are oppressed by limitless suffering, the seed of which is stubborn stupidity. When I wander into this darkness, O Guru Rinpoche, think of me, turn my mind towards the Dharma. Omniscient Lord, keep me from straying onto wrong or inferior paths. O kind Lama, you who are not separate from them, think of me. Though I have entered the path of Dharma, I haven't put a stop to my mistaken behavior. Though I have entered the door of the Mahayana, I am devoid of any benefiting thoughts for others. Though I have received the 4 empowerments, I do not practice the generation and completion stages of meditation. O Lama, free me from straying from the path. Though I have not realized the view, I act as if I were crazed. Though distracted in my meditation, I boast about my understanding. Though my actions are at fault, I do not reflect upon my mistakes. O Lama, free me from becoming such a jaded practitioner. Though I may die tomorrow, I am full of craving for home, clothes, and possessions. Though my youth has passed, I lack revolution and renunciation. Though I have heard only a few Dharma teachings, I arrogantly presume that I have qualities. O Lama, free me from such ignorance. Though headed toward disaster, I'm preoccupied in distraction roaming the world. Though I stay in solitary retreats, my basic character remains as hard as wood. Though I speak of morality, I have not abandoned my attachment and aversion. O Lama, free me from the 8 worldly concerns. Quickly rouse me from this deep sleep of ignorance. Quickly free me from this dungeon. So keeping the visualization of the refuge tree in our mind, then visualizing all sentient beings along with us, we take refuge. Kunju sumye deshe zawa sum salung tile rangchen jangchus. Ngo rangchen tuje kyo koran la jangchu ningpo bardo chapsum. Kunju sumye deshe zawa sum salung tile rangchen jangchus. Ngo rangchen tuje kyo koran la jangchu ningpo bardo chapsum. Kunjo sungye deshe zawa sum zalun tile rangjin jangchus. Ngo rangjin tuje kyo korla jangchu ningpo badu changsum. In the actual three jewels, the three root sugatas, in bodhicitta, the nature of channel, wind, and essence, and in the mandala of essence, nature, and compassion, I take refuge until attaining the heart of Buddhahood. In the actual three jewels, the three root sugatas, in bodhicitta, the nature of channel, wind, and essence, and in the mandala of essence, nature, and compassion, I take refuge until attaining the heart of Buddhahood. In the actual three jewels, the three root sugatas, in bodhicitta, the nature of channel, wind, and essence, and in the mandala of essence, nature, and compassion, I take refuge until attaining the heart of Buddhahood. Bodhicitta. O nazo nawai chunde zinre ki korwa lugu judo chambedro. Rang re vese yung sui ngel se che tse me she ye ngane semke hendo. O nazo nawai chunde zinre ki korwa lugu judo chambedro. Rang re vese yin sui ngel se che se me shi ngane semge do. O na tso na wa chunde zinre ke korwa lugu judo chambe do. Rang re vese yin sui ngel se che se me shi ngane semge do. Alas, the mesmerizing display of mirrored appearances like a mirage of the moon in water. Beings grasping it as real wander continuously in samsara. To bring them to rest in the space of luminous intrinsic awareness, I generate bodhicitta through the four immeasurables. Alas, the mesmerizing display of mirrored appearances like a mirage of the moon in water. Beings grasping it as real wander continuously in samsara. To bring them to rest in the space of luminous intrinsic awareness, I generate bodhicitta through the four immeasurables. Alas, the mesmerizing display of mirrored appearances, like a mirage of the moon in water. Beings grasping it as real wander continuously in samsara. To bring them to rest in the space of luminous intrinsic awareness, I generate bodhicitta through the four immeasurables. So this is how you practice Tonglen. So here it's mentioned as you breathe out, you give, as you breathe in, you take. So like that. Just a moment. So you practice that as long as you have time, and then finally you dissolve all the notion of subject, object, and action, or the concept of subject, object, and action are all dissolved into non-conceptual great emptiness, and you rest in that state for a while. Okay, just a moment. I'm changing the microphone. Maybe the sound might be a little bit different, but just a moment. Can you hear me? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so now Vajra Sattva, again in our ordinary form. You have to remember to learn the generation and the dissolution. So we don't go from one to another, just we don't hurry. So even if it is just like for an instance, like an instant, so you just kind of bring in your mind, you bring these things. Like when you think about the refuge tree, of course, we know that it takes time to generate each and every detail, but then it is mentioned like a fish popping out of water. Instantly, you generate the the refuge field or the refuge tree, like that. And you can just assume the refuge field is in front of you like that. And likewise, when we do, there's a time period between the refuge and the bodhicitta. Like in the refuge, it is mentioned that all sentient beings, we are now all gathered together like in a big mass. Like when you throw a rock to a flock of birds, they kind of scatter all at once. Likewise, all of these sentient beings dissolve into the refuge field. The refuge field further dissolves into the guru or Llama. And then Llama finally dissolves. And then you rest in that great emptiness. And in bodhicitta, then what you do is you dissolve the notion of subject, object, and action into great emptiness. So even if you cannot do longer, so just kind of assume or think that's happening. So now we're on the Vajrasattva visualization. In my ordinary form, above the crown of my head, on a white lotus in the center of a moon-disk seat, is the syllable Hum, which becomes the Llama Vajrasattva, brilliantly white with complete Sambhoga Kaya adornments. Holding Vajra and bell, he embraces his consort Dorje Nema. I take refuge in you and pray that you purify all of my negativities. With deepest regret, I acknowledge and confess them. From now on, even if my life is at stake, I shall vow to refrain from repeating them again. In your heart upon a full moon is the syllable Hum, encircled by the mantra. Reciting the mantra invokes your wisdom mind, and from the point of union of Yab and Yum's blissful flame, a cloud of bodhicitta nectar flows down like drops of camphor. By means of this, for me and all sentient beings of the three realms, may our negative karma and destructive emotions, the causes of suffering, illnesses, harmful influences, negativities, and obscurations, along with faults, downfalls, and defilements due to breakages of samaya, be purified completely until not a single one remains. Om Vajra Sattva Samaya Mano Palaya Vajra Sattvatin. Krishna Dhruda me bhava Sudokaya me bhava Subhokaya me bhava Anurapa me bhava Siddhi me price. Sarva Karma Suzame Siddham Shriam Guru Hum Ha 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 Hum Bhagavan Sarva Tata Tata Benzema. Benzer Bhava Maha Samaya Santo Om Benzer Santo Samaya Palaya Benzer Santo. Krishna Dhruda me bhava Sudokaya me bhava Subhokaya me Anurata me bhava Sarva Siddhi me price. Siddham Shriam Guru Hum Ha Ha Om Bhagavan. Sarva Tata Gata Vajra Mame Minza Vajra Bhava Maha Samaya Sattva Om Vajra Sattva Samaya Manu Palaya Vajra Sattva Teno Patishta Dhridam Me Bhava Sudokaya Me Bhava Sudokaya Me Bhava Anurata Me Sarva Siddhi Me Sarva Siddham Shriam Guru Hum Ha 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 Om Bhagavan Sarva Tata Benzer Bhava Maha Samaya Sattva. So all of these aspects of the visualization, Llama Vajra Sattva appearing from home syllable in union with the consort. Likewise, in the heart, there's the moon disk and then the home syllable encircled by the mantra. And as you recite, this nectar descends down from the union and then falls through your crown opening here, filling all of your chakras like that. So just assume, just don't disregard, just be aware that it is there and it's happening. It's important. So these are elements that we need to remember. And likewise, then completely like a vessel being rinsed out or cleansed, and our body becomes crystal clear like that. Page 47. O protector, in my ignorance and delusion, I have gone against and impaired my samayas. Llama protector, be my refuge. Chief of all the mandalas, Vajra holder, embodiment of great compassion. Chief of all beings, you can accept that living. Chief of all beings, in you I take refuge. I confess all broken root and branch samayas of body, speech, and mind. I pray that you cleanse and purify all my accumulated negativities, obscurations, faults, downfalls, and defilement. So you sincerely supplicate to Vajra Sattva like that. Having done so, and Vajra Sattva is pleased and smilingly says, Noble child, all of your negative actions, obscurations, faults, and downfalls are purified. Granting his approval, he melts into light, and by dissolving into me, I become Vajra Sattva, appearing yet empty, like a reflection in a mirror. And my heart is the syllable home, around which the four brilliantly radiant syllables emanate rays of light, whereby the three worlds, the whole universe, and the beings within it, attain Buddhahood together as the Buddha fields and the Buddhas of the five families of Vajra Sattva. Om Vajra Sattva, Om Vajra Sattva, Om Vajra Sattva, Om Vajra Sattva. Om Vajra Sattva, Om Vajra Sattva, Om Vajra Sattva, Vajra Sattva. Om Vajra Sattva, Om Vajra Sattva, Om Vajra Sattva, Om Vajra Sattva. Om Vajra Sattva, Om Vajra Sattva, Om Vajra Sattva, Om Vajra Sattva. Om Vajra Sattva, Om Vajra Sattva, Om Vajra Sattva, Om Vajra Sattva, Om Vajra Sattva. Om Vajra Sattva, 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 Om Vajra Sattva. Om Vajra Sattva, Om Vajra Sattva, Om Vajra Sattva, Om Vajra Sattva. Bendo zondo, bendo zondo, bendo. Bendo zondo. Banda Santum Banda. Banda Santum Banda Santum. Banda Santum Banda Santum. Banda Santum Banda. Banda Santum Banda Santum. Banda Santum Banda. Banda Santum Banda Santum Banda Santum Banda Santum. Banda Santum Banda Santum. Banda Santum Banda Santum Banda Santum Banda Santum. Banda Santum. Like that, and then finally, now we become Vajrasattva. Vajrasattva dissolves into the heart syllable. The heart syllable further dissolves tracelessly into emptiness, and you rest in that state for a while. Okay, now mandala offering. Mandala offering, you can use your mala, or you can pick a few grains of rice or flower petals, whatever you have in your hand, like that. Om Ahum, the billion pure realms of the 3,000-fold world systems, filled with the 7 precious gems and the wealth of gods and human. Together with my body and possessions, I offer them totally. May I attain the dominion of the universal ruler of Dharma. The Akanishta pure realm densely arrayed with great bliss. The mandalas of the 5 certainties of the 5 Buddha families, along with inconceivable vast clouds of offerings of every variety of sensual pleasures, I offer. May I emanate in the Sambhogakaya Buddha field. The world of appearance and possibilities, perfectly pure, is the youthful vase body, ornamented by unceasing great compassion, the display of dharmata. The perfect and pure realm of indivisible wisdom bodies, I offer. May I manifest the pure realm of Dharma Kaya. This earth surface, sprinkled with perfumed water and strewn with flowers, and adorned with Mount Sumeru, the 4 continents, the sun and the moon, is visualized as a Buddha field I offer. May all beings enjoy in the pure realm of perfect purity. Tram Guru Ratna Mandala Puja Mega Samudra Saparana Samaye A. As you say that, you toss the rice in the air. Okay, now the Kusali visualization. Page 59. Paired by casting away all attachment to this dearly cherished body, the Devaputra Mara is destroyed. My consciousness ejects into space through the top of my crown and transforms into tremor, destroying the Mara, the load of death. My right hand holding a hook knife, symbolizing vanquishing the Mara of mental afflictions, slices the top of the corpse's skull, destroying the Mara of the aggregates. My left hand holds a skull cup, the aspect of activity, and places it on a hearth of 3 human skulls, representing the 3 kayas. Inside the vessel, the corpse, now an offering filling the 3,000-fold world system. The blazing syllable melts the hung nectar, and the offerings are purified, multiplied, and transformed by the power of the 3 syllables. Om Ah, Om Ah, Om Ah, Om Ah, Om Ah. Om Ah, Om Ah, Om Ah. Om Ah, Om Ah. Om Ah, Om Ah. Om Ah, Om Ah. Om Ah. Heard by my offering to guests above, the sublime unconditioned wisdom mind of the root and lineage lamas and the idams are fulfilled. Merit and wisdom are accumulated, and supreme and ordinary siddhis are attained. By my offering to the guests of samsara below, they are satisfied and karmic debts are repaid. In particular, the malicious ones and the negative forces are satisfied. All illnesses, destructive influences, and obstacles are pacified, dissolving into space. Harmful conditions and clinging to self are destroyed into dust. Finally, offering, offerer, and guests dissolve uncontrived into the original nature of Dzogpa Chenpo. Ah. Okay. Now the Guru Yoga, page 65. Emaho, my own perception is the spontaneously perfect, all-encompassing pure Ram. Arrayed perfectly as the glorious copper-colored mountain, in its center I am Vajra Yogini with one face and two hands, brilliantly red and holding a hook knife and a skull cup. My 2 feet are in advancing pose, my 3 eyes gazing into the sky. Above the crown of my head on 100,000 petaled lotus, sun and moon disk seed, inseparable from a root Llama, the embodiment of all sources of refuge, appears the Nirmana Kaya lake-born Vajra. His body glows with youth, white with a tinge of red. He wears a gown, monastic shawl, cloak, and robe, with one face, 2 hands, and seated in a majestic posture. In his right hand he holds a Vajra, in his left a skull cup containing the vase of immortality. And on his head he wears the 5-petaled lotus crown. In the crook of his left elbow he holds the supreme consort of bliss and emptiness, concealed as a 3-pronged katvanga. He presides amidst a shimmering aura of rays and rings of rainbow light. All around him, enveloped in a beautiful lattice of white, blue, yellow, red, and green light, are the 25 disciples, king and subjects, Panditas and Siddhas of India and Tibet, Rigzins and Idam deities, Dakinis, Dharmapalas, and protectors, those who keep the Samaya, all gathered like billowing clouds, vividly and distinctly visualized in the great equanimity of clarity and emptiness. Ogen Yugen no Jans, Bemai Gesen Dongbo, Yatsen Chogen Odrum, Bemai June Shesoda, Kodu Kandro Mambe, Korikege Jesu Dai Duchi, Jingen Lochen Shekso Sen Guru Bemai Sinde. Ogen Yugen no Jans, Bemai Gesen Dongbo, Yatsen Chogen Odrum, Bemai June Shesoda, Kodu Kandro Mambe, Keke Jesu Dai Duchi, Jingen Lobchen Shekso Sen Guru Bemai Sinde, Ogen Yugen no Jans, Bemai Gesen Dongbo La Yatsen Chogen Odrobne, Bemai June Shesu Da Kodo Kandro Mambe Gor, Keke Jesu Dai Druji, Jingen Lobchen Shekso Sen, Guru Bemai Sinde. Okay, the 7 branches, page 71. Free, equal to the number of atoms in the universe, I multiply my body and offer prostrations. Through the power of samadhi, both real offerings and those mentally emanated, all appearances and possibilities are presented as the gesture offering. All non-virtuous karma of my body, speech, and mind are confessed in the luminous state of the Dharmakaya. I rejoice in the accumulation of all virtue contained within the true truth. For the 3 types of beings to be tamed, I request you to turn the wheel of dharma of the 3 yanas. Until samsara is emptied, I pray that you remain without passing into nirvana. All the roots of virtue accumulated in the 3 times, I dedicate as the cause for attaining supreme Buddhahood. Okay, now the supplication, page 74. O Guru Rinpoche, precious Lama, you are the glorious embodiment of the compassion and blessings of all the Buddhas, the only protector of all sentient beings. My body, wealth, lungs, heart, and chest, I offer to you without hesitation. From now until I attain Buddhahood, in happiness or sorrow, in circumstances good or bad, in situations high or low, great precious Lama, lotus born, think of me. I have no one else to turn to. The beings of these degenerate times are sinking in the swamp of unbearable suffering. Protect us from all of these, O great Guru. Grant us the four empowerments, O blessed one. Deepen our realization, O compassionate one. Purify the two obscurations, O powerful one. Om Ahum Vajra Guru Bhima. Om Ahum Vajra Guru Bhima. Om Ahum Vajra. 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 Om Ahum Vajra Guru Bhima Zinde. Page 77. Emaho, from within the pure realm, free from falling into limitations and extremes, the primordial Buddha Dharmakaya Kunto Sangho, Vajra Sattva, the Sambhogakaya manifesting display like the moon in water, and Garabdoji, perfect with the marks of Nirmanakaya. To you I pray, please grant blessings and empowerment. Shri Singha, treasury of the ultimate Dharma, Jambal Shen, the universal monarch of the 9 yanas, Janana Sutra and the great Pandita Vimala Mitra. To you I pray, please show the path of liberation. Pema Jungne, sole ornament of the world. The Supreme Wisdom Heart disciples, King Chisong Detsen, Consort Yeshe Tsorgyal, Vairocana, and others. Venerable Longchen Ba, who revealed the symbols of an ocean of wisdom mind treasures. Jigme Lingpa, entrusted with the transmission of the space treasury of the Dakinis. To you I pray, please grant liberation and fruition. Dodrup Chinle Wizard, Gelway Nubu, Padru Rumbache, Jamyan Kenze Wangbo, Not So Rounder, Kenze Choki Lodre, Kenze Wizard, and the incomparably kind Root Lama. To you I pray, please show the original face of my true nature. With renunciation being disgusted with cyclic existence, may I meaningfully depend upon my Vajra Lama as though he were my eyes. Following his instructions to the letter and taking to heart the profound practices he gives, and applying them with constant diligence, not just now and then, may the blessings of his realized wisdom mind be transformed into my own. All appearances and possibilities, samsara and nirvana, are primordially the Kanishta Pura, which is the result of purifying, perfecting, and ripening of deities, mantras, and dharmakaya. This is Dzogpa, free of any action and effort of abandoning and adopting. Rigpa's dynamic radiance, which is beyond conceptual analysis and dualistic experience. May I see the actual unclad dharmata. The conceptual characteristics perfectly liberated are the encompassing sphere of rainbows and lights. The experiences of kayas and tigles supremely blossoming, and achieving the full measure of Rigpa's power, the pure realm of Sambhoga Kaya, and attaining Buddhahood in the great consummate suchness of phenomena beyond concepts. May I accomplish the everlasting dominion of the youthful base body. If I'm unable to experience the realization of Ati Yoga, and this physical body is not liberated into the pure expanse, then when the formative constituents of this life fall apart, may the luminosity of death arise as the primordially pure Dharmakaya. May the appearances of the Bardo be liberated into Sambhoga Kaya. Perfecting the power of the path of Treksha and Tegel, may I be liberated like a child returning to its mother's lap. In the great secret luminosity, the summit of the supreme vehicle, Buddha is nowhere sought but in the face of Dharmakaya. If I'm not liberated into the manifested pure primordial ground, then relying on the supreme path of the 5 teachings on Buddhahood without meditation, may I be born in the 5 natural pure realms of the Nirvana Kaya, especially in the palace of lotus light pure realm. Then in the presence of the Lord of Origin himself, supreme sovereign of the ocean of rigs and masters, in the place where there is the joyous celebration of the teaching of the supreme secret mantra, let me be born as a supreme heir and be liberated. May I become the guardian of limitless sentient beings. Through the blessings of the ocean of the victorious Rigsins, through the inconceivable truth of the Dharmadhatu, through this freedom and endowed body, training in perfecting, ripening and purifying, may this manifest interdependence and attain Buddhahood. We could change the language up there in page 84 up there. Through this freedom and endowed human body, training in purifying, ripening and perfecting. It's just the way the language is. The Tibetan kind of goes perfecting, ripening, purifying. But in English, it would start first with purifying, then ripening, then perfecting. So I think we can just say training in purifying, ripening, and perfecting, manifest interdependence and attain Buddhahood. Now receiving the 4 empowerments. From the letter Om, radiant like a crystal at the Llama's forehead, rays of light stream forth and enter my forehead, purifying negative actions of the body and obscurations of the channels. The blessing of the Vajra body is infused. The Vajra empowerment is received, and I become a receptive vessel for the generation stage. The seed of the completely mature Rigzen is sown, and the fortune to attain the state of Nirvana Kaya is established within my mind. From the letter R, blazing like a ruby at the Llama's throat, rays of light stream forth and enter my throat, purifying negative actions of the speech and obscurations of the inner wind. The blessing of Vajra speech is infused. The secret empowerment is received, and I become the receptive vessel for the practice of mantra recitation. The seed of the Rigzen with power over life is sown, and the fortune to attain the state of Sambhoga Kaya is established within my mind. From the sky-colored letter hung at the Lama's heart, rays of light stream forth and enter my heart,
purifying negative actions of the mind and obscurations of the essence. The blessing of Vajra mind is infused. The wisdom empowerment is received, and I become a receptive vessel for the Chandali practice of bliss and emptiness. The seed of the Mahamudra Rigzin is sown, and the fortune to attain the state of Dharmakaya is established within my mind. Once more from the letter hung at the Lama's heart, a second home streaks out like a shooting star, merging inseparably with my mind, purifying the karma of the all-ground and conceptual obscurations. The blessing of Vajra wisdom is infused. The ultimate symbolizing word empowerment is received, and I become a receptive vessel for the Zopa Chemba of original purity. The seed of the spontaneously accomplished Rigzin is sown, and the fortune to attain the state of Savabhavika Kaya, the final fruition is established within my mind. Okay, now we go to our insert for the mind training. It's page 5, the Roman numeral 5. Supplicating to the Llama. So bringing all the elements of the mind training. So your posture, your intention, and your supplication to the Llama. Desum sangye tam jege ngu kuje dane palden lama dambala sewa de so tala wanguru jenge la to so zablam ge tombai ke bara jenju lai ke wara jenge la to so kada nilu ke tawa do bara jenge la to so Tundro nanje yeshe tarjim bara jenge la to sam. Terjilge milo rinche rimboche de nevara kawa dobra jenge la to sam. I fervently supplicate to the glorious sacred Lama, the essence of all of the Buddhas of the 3 times, the embodiment of the 4 Kayas. I pray that you grant me blessings and empowerments. I pray that you bless me so that the extraordinary realization of the profound path arises in me. I pray that you bless me to realize the view of the primordial purity of the abiding nature. I pray that you bless me to perfect the wisdom of the 4 visions of spontaneous presence. I pray that you bless me to realize how difficult it is to attain this precious human body. I fervently supplicate to the glorious sacred Lama, the essence of all of the Buddhas of the 3 times, the embodiment of the 4 Kayas. I pray that you grant me blessings and empowerments. I pray that you bless me so that the extraordinary realization of the profound path arises in me. I pray that you bless me to realize the view of the primordial purity of the abiding nature. I pray that you bless me to perfect the wisdom of the 4 visions of spontaneous presence. I pray that you bless me to realize how difficult it is to attain this precious human body. Okay, now it's time to read our book. So you can choose whichever you want to read, but you don't have to read the other parts yet. Just read on freedom. So till whichever part entails freedom. Let's see. If you're reading the guide, so read from page 42. till page 47. So before the next chapter, before the next section. So from page 42 to 47. Can read that one. If you're reading the words of my perfect teacher, then you'd be reading from page 19, where the reflecting on the nature of freedom begins. It's a bottom paragraph, till page 21, almost at the end of page 21. Okay, now I can do the analytical meditation and placement meditation for a while. Okay. Now on page 7 of the insert, page 7, Prayers of Sublime Aspiration. Although I have owned its freedoms, I am poor in Dharma, which is their essence. Although I have entered the Dharma, I am distracted doing other things. Bless me and all those foolish beings like me, that we may attain the very essence of the freedoms and advantages. Okay, now again bring in mind the refuge tree, and then we'll recite the refuge prayer. Page 6. Llama la jose che wo, sangha la jose che wo, che la jose che wo, genda la jose che wo, lama la jose che wo, sangha la jose che wo, che la jose che wo, genda la jose che wo, lama la jose che wo, sangha la jose che wo, che la jose che wo. Gender la jose che wo, lama la jose che wo, sangha la jose che wo, che la jose che wo, gender la jose che wo, lama la jose che wo, sangha la jose che wo, che la jose che wo, gender la jose che wo, lama la jose che wo, sangha la jose che wo, che la jose che wo, gender la jose che wo, lama la jose che wo, sangha la jose che wo. Chen la jose chiu, genden la jose chiu, lama la jose chiu, sangha la jose chiu, chen la jose chiu. Genden la jose chiu, lama la jose chiu, sangha la jose chiu, chen la jose chiu, genden la jose chiu, lama la jose chiu, sangha la jose chiu, chen la jose chiu, genden la jose chiu. Lama la jose chiu, sangha la jose chiu, chen la jose chiu, genden la jose chiu, lama la jose chiu, sangha la jose chiu, chen la jose chiu, genden la jose. Lama la jose chiu, sangha la jose chiu, chen la jose chiu, genden la jose chiu, lama la jose chiu, sangha la jose chiu, chen la jose chiu, genden la jose chiu, lama la jose chiu, sangha la jose. Chen la jose chiu, genden la jose chiu, lama la jose chiu, sangha la jose chiu, chen la jose chiu, genden la jose chiu, lama la jose chiu, sangha la jose, chen la jose, genden la jose, lama la jose, sangha. Lama la jose, sangha la jose, chen la jose, genden la jose, lama la jose, sangha la jose, chen la jose, genden la jose, lama la jose, sangha la jose, chen la jose, genden la jose, lama la jose, sangha la jose, chen la jose. Lama la jose, sangha la jose, chen la jose, genden la jose, lama la jose, sangha la jose, chen la jose, genden la jose, lama la jose, sangha la jose, chen la jose, genden la jose, lama la jose, sangha la jose, chen la jose, genden la jose, lama la jose, sangha la jose, chen la jose, genden la jose. Lama la jose, sangha la jose, chen la jose, genden la jose, lama la jose, sangha la jose, chen la jose, genden la jose, lama la jose, sangha la jose, chen la jose, genden la jose, lama la jose, sangha la jose, chen. Lama la jose, sangha la jose, chen la jose, genden la jose, lama la jose, sangha la jose, chen la jose, genden la jose, lama la jose, sangha la jose, chen la jose, sangha la jose. Lama la jose, sangha la jose, chen la jose, genden la jose, lama la jose, sangha la jose, chen la jose, genden la jose, lama la jose, sangha la jose, chen la jose, genden la jose, lama la jose. Lama la jose, sangha la jose, chen la jose, genden la jose, lama la jose, sangha la jose, chen la jose, genden la jose, lama la jose, sangha la jose, chen la jose, genden la jose, lama la jose, sangha la jose, chen. Lama la jose, sangha la jose, chen la jose, genden la jose, lama la jose, sangha la jose, chen la jose, genden la jose, lama la jose, sangha la jose, chen la jose, genden la jose, lama la jose, sangha la jose. Lama la jose, sangha la jose, chen la jose, genden la jose, lama la jose, sangha la jose, chen la jose, genden la jose, lama la jose, sangha la jose, chen la jose. Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Gita Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Gita Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Gita Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Gita Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Gita Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Gita Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Gita Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Gita Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Gita Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Gita Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Gita Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Gita Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Gita Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Gita Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Gita Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Gita Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Gita Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Gita Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Gita Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Gita Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Gita Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Gita Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Gita Jabsa 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 Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Gita Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Gita Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Gita Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Gita 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 Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Gita 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 Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Gita Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Gita Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Gita Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Gita 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 Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Gita Jabsa 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 Lamal Jabsa Sangla Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Gita Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Gita Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Chala Jabsa Gita Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Gita Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Gita Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Gita Jabsa 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 Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Gita Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Gita Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Gita Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Gita 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 Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Gita 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 Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Gita 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 Jabsa Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Gita Jabsa 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 Lamal Lamal Jabsa Sangla Jabsa Chala Jabsa Gita Jabsa 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 Lamal Jabsa Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson, Kendall Johnson, 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 Llama Johnson. Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson, Kendall Johnson, 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 Llama Johnson. Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson, Kendall Johnson, 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 Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson. Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson, Kendall Johnson, Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson, Kendall Johnson, Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson, Kendall Johnson, Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson. Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson, Kendall Johnson, Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson, Kendall Johnson, Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson, Kendall Johnson, Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson, Llama Johnson. Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson, Kendall Johnson, 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 Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson, Llama Johnson. Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson, Kendall Johnson, 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 Llama Johnson, Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson, Kendall 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 Johnson, Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson, Kendall Johnson, Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson, Kendall Johnson, Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson, Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson, Kendall Johnson, Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson, Kendall Johnson, Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson, Kendall Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson, Kendall Johnson, Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson, Kendall Johnson, Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson, Kendall Johnson. Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson, Kendall Johnson, 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 Llama Johnson, Sangla Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson, Kendall Johnson, Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson, Kendall Johnson, Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson. Those of you who cannot chant fast, you can chant in your mind. You can chant with your breath. Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson, Llama Johnson, Sangla. You cannot get with your lips. You can just chant with your mind. So just keep with pace with me. Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson, Kendall Johnson, Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson, Kendall Johnson, Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson, Kendall Johnson. Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson, Kendall Johnson, Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson, Kendall Johnson, Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson, Kendall Johnson, Llama Johnson, Chandler Johnson, Kendall Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson, Kendall Johnson, Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson, Kendall Johnson, Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson, Kendall Johnson, Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson, Kendall Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson, Kendall Johnson, Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson, Kendall Johnson, Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson, Kendall Johnson, Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson. Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson, Kendall Johnson, 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 Llama Johnson, Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson, Kendall 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 Johnson, Llama Johnson. Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson, Kendall Johnson, 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 Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson, Kendall Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson, Kendall Johnson, Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson, Kendall Johnson, Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson, Chandler Johnson, Llama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chandler Johnson. Sangla Joseph Chela Joseph Gendel Joseph Lama Joseph 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 Sangla Joseph Chela Lama Joseph Sangla Joseph Chela Joseph Gendel Joseph 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 Lama Lamala Sangla Joseph Chela Joseph Gendel Joseph Lamala Joseph 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 Sangla Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chela Joseph Gendel Joseph 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 Lamala Joseph Sangla Chela Joseph Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chela Joseph Gendel Joseph Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chela Joseph Gendel Joseph Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chela Joseph Gendel Joseph Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chela Joseph Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chela Joseph Gendel Joseph Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chela Joseph Gendel Joseph Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chela Joseph Gendel Joseph Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chela Joseph Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chela Joseph Gendel Joseph Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chela Joseph Gendel Joseph Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chela Joseph Gendel Joseph Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chela Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chela Joseph Gendel Joseph Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chela Joseph Gendel Joseph Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chela Joseph Gendel Joseph Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chela Joseph Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chela Joseph Gendel 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 Joseph Lamala Joseph Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chela Joseph Gendel 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 Joseph Lamala Sangla Joseph Chela Joseph Gendel Joseph Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chela Joseph Gendel Joseph Lamala Joseph Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chela Joseph Gendel 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 Joseph Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chela Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chela Joseph Gendel Joseph Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chela Joseph Gendel Joseph Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chela Joseph Gendel Joseph Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chela Joseph Gendel Chela Joseph Gendel Joseph Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph 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 Chela Joseph Gendel Joseph Lamala Joseph Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chela Joseph Gendel Joseph Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chela Joseph Gendel Joseph Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chela Joseph Gendel Joseph Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chela Joseph Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chela Joseph Gendel Joseph Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chela Joseph Gendel Joseph Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chela Joseph Gendel Joseph Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chela Joseph Chela Joseph Gendel Joseph Lamala Joseph Sangla 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 Joseph Chela Joseph Chela Joseph Gendel Joseph Lamala Joseph Sangla 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 Joseph Chela Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chela Joseph Gendel Joseph Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chela Joseph Gendel Joseph Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chela Joseph Gendel Joseph Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chela Joseph Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chela Joseph Gendel Joseph Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chela Joseph Gendel Joseph Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chela Joseph Gendel Joseph Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chela Joseph Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chela Joseph Gendel Joseph Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chela Joseph Gendel Joseph Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chela Joseph Gendel Joseph Lamala Joseph Sangla Joseph Chela Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Gendel Johnson Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Gendel Johnson Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Gendel Johnson Lama Johnson Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Gendel Johnson Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Gendel Johnson Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Gendel Johnson Lama Johnson Chana Johnson Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Gendel 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 Johnson Lama Johnson Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Gendel Johnson Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Gendel Johnson Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Gendel Johnson Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Gendel Johnson Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Gendel Johnson Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Gendel Johnson Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Gendel Johnson Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Gendel Johnson Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Gendel Johnson Lama Johnson Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Gendel 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 Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Gendel Johnson 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 Lama Johnson Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Gendel 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 Johnson Lama Johnson Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Gendel 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 Johnson Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Gendel Johnson Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Gendel Johnson Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Gendel Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Gendel Johnson Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Gendel Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Gendel Johnson Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Gendel Johnson Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Gendel Johnson Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Gendel 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 Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Gendel Johnson 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 Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Gendel Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Gendel Johnson Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Gendel Johnson Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Gendel Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Gendel Johnson Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Gendel Johnson Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Gendel Johnson Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Gendel Johnson Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Gendel Johnson Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Gendel Johnson Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Gendel Johnson Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Gendel Johnson Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Gendel Johnson Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Gendel 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 Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Gendel Johnson Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Gendel Johnson Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Gendel Johnson Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Gendel Lama Johnson Sangla Johnson Chana Johnson Gendel Johnson 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 Lama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chala Johnson, Gendel Johnson, 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 Lama Johnson, Chala Johnson, Gendel Lama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chala Johnson, Gendel Johnson, Lama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chala Johnson, Gendel Johnson, Lama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chala Johnson, Gendel Johnson, Lama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chala Johnson, Lama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chala Johnson, Gendel Johnson, Lama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chala Johnson, Gendel Johnson, Lama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chala Johnson, Gendel Johnson, Lama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chala Johnson. Lama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chala Johnson, Gendel Johnson, 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 Lama Johnson, Lama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chala Johnson, Gendel 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 Johnson, Lama Johnson, Sangla Chala Johnson, Gendel Johnson, Lama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, 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 Chala Lama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chala Johnson, Gendel Johnson, 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 Lama Johnson, Sangla Lama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chala Johnson, Gendel Johnson, 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 Lama Johnson, Sangla Lama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chala Johnson, Gendel Johnson, 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 Lama Johnson, Sangla Lama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chala Johnson, Gendel Johnson, 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 Lama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chala Johnson, Gendel Lama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chala Johnson, Gendel Johnson, Lama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chala Johnson, Lama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chala Johnson, Gendel 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 Johnson, Lama Johnson, Lama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chala Johnson, Gendel 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 Johnson, Lama Johnson, Lama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chala Johnson, Gendel 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 Johnson, Lama Johnson, Sangla Chala Johnson, Gendel Johnson, Lama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chala Johnson, Gendel Johnson, Lama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chala Johnson, Gendel Johnson, Lama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chala Johnson, Gendel Johnson, Lama Johnson, Sangla Chala Johnson, Gendel Johnson, Lama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, 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 Chala Johnson. Lama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chala Johnson, Gendel Johnson, 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 Lama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chala Johnson, Gendel Johnson. Lama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chala Johnson, Gendel Johnson, Lama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chala Johnson, Gendel Johnson, Lama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chala Johnson, Gendel Johnson, Lama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chala Johnson. Lama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chala Johnson, Gendel Johnson, 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 Lama Johnson. Lama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chala Johnson, Gendel Johnson, 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 Lama Johnson. Lama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chala Johnson, Gendel Johnson, 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 Lama Johnson, Sangla Johnson, Chala Johnson. Lamal Johnson Sangla Johnson Chala Johnson Gendel Johnson Lamal Johnson Sangla Johnson Chala Johnson Gendel Johnson Lamal Johnson Sangla Johnson Chala Johnson Gendel Johnson Lamal Johnson Sangla Johnson Chala Johnson Gendel Lamal Johnson Sangla Johnson Chala Johnson Gendel Johnson 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 Lamal Johnson Lamal Johnson Sangla Johnson Chala Johnson Gendel 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 Lamal Johnson Sangla Johnson Chala Johnson Gendel Johnson 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 Lamal Johnson Sangla Johnson Chala Johnson Gendel Lamal Johnson Sangla Johnson Chala Johnson Gendel Johnson Lamal Johnson Sangla Johnson Chala Johnson Gendel Johnson Lamal Johnson Sangla Johnson Chala Johnson Gendel Johnson Lamal Johnson Lamal Johnson Sangla Johnson Chala Johnson Gendel 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 Lamal Johnson Sangla Johnson Chala Johnson Gendel Johnson 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 Lamal Johnson Sangla Johnson Chala Johnson Gendel Lamal Johnson Sangla Johnson Chala Johnson Gendel Johnson 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 Lamal Johnson Sangla Johnson Chala Johnson Lamal Johnson Sangla Johnson Chala Johnson Gendel Johnson Lamal Johnson Sangla Johnson Chala Johnson Gendel Johnson Lamal Johnson Sangla Johnson Chala Johnson Gendel Johnson Lamal Johnson Sangla Johnson Chala Johnson Lamal Johnson Sangla Johnson Chala Johnson Lamal Johnson Sangla Johnson Chala Johnson Gendel 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 Lamal Johnson Sangla Johnson Chala Johnson Gendel Johnson 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 Lamal Johnson Sangla Lamal Johnson Sangla Johnson Chala Johnson Gendel Johnson 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 Lamal Johnson Sangla Johnson Chala Johnson Gendel Lamal Johnson Sangla Johnson Chala Johnson Gendel Johnson Lamal Johnson Sangla Chala Johnson Gendel Johnson Lamal Johnson Sangla Johnson Chala Johnson Gendel Johnson Lamal Johnson Sangla Johnson Chala Johnson Gendel Lamal Johnson Sangla Johnson Chala Johnson Gendel Johnson Lamal Johnson Sangla Johnson Chala Johnson Gendel Johnson Lamal Johnson Sangla Johnson Chala Johnson Gendel Johnson Lamal Johnson Sangla Johnson Chala Johnson Gendel Lamal Johnson Sangla Johnson Chala Johnson Gendel Johnson Lamal Johnson Sangla Johnson Chala Johnson Gendel Johnson Lamal Johnson Sangla Johnson Chala Johnson Gendel Johnson Lamal Johnson Sangla Johnson Chala Johnson Gendel Lamal Johnson Sangla Johnson Chala Johnson Gendel Johnson 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 Lamal Johnson Sangla Johnson Chala Lamal Johnson Sangla Johnson Chala Johnson Gendel Johnson Lamal Johnson Sangla Johnson Chala Johnson Gendel Johnson Lamal Johnson Sangla Johnson Chala Johnson Gendel Johnson Lamal Chala Johnson Gendel Johnson Lamal Johnson Sangla Johnson 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 Chala Johnson Gendel Johnson Lamal Johnson Sangla Lamal Johnson Sangla Johnson Chala Johnson Gendel Johnson 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 Lamal Johnson Sangla Johnson Chala Normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump. Normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump. Normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, normally just a song like just a channel. Normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping. Normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump. Normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump. Normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel. Normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump. Normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump. Normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump. Normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel. Normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump. Normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song. Normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel. Normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel. Normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump, normally just a song like just a channel, jumping in the jump. Normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs. Normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs. Normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs and normal jobs are sung like normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs and normal jobs are sung like jobs are channel jobs and get the jobs Llama Jota Sangla Jota Chana Jota Gena Jota 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 Llama Jota Sangla Jota Chana Jota Llama Jota Sangla Jota Chana Jota Gena 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 Llama Jota Sangla Jota Chana Jota Gena Jota Llama Jota Sangla Jota Chana Jota Gena Jota Llama Jota Sangla Jota Chana Jota Gena Jota Llama Jota Chana Jota Llama Jota Sangla Jota Chana Jota Gena Jota Llama Jota Sangla Jota Chana Jota Gena Jota Llama Jota Sangla Jota Chana Jota Gena Jota Llama Jota Sangla Jota Chana Jota Llama Jota Sangla Jota Chana Jota Gena Jota Llama Jota Sangla Jota Chana Jota Gena Jota Llama Jota Sangla Jota Chana Jota Gena Jota Llama Jota Sangla Jota Chana Llama Jota Sangla Jota Chana Jota Gena Jota 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 Llama Jota Sangla Jota Chana Llama Jota Llama Jota Sangla Jota Chana Jota Gena Jota Llama Jota Sangla Jota Chana Jota Gena Jota Llama Jota Sangla Jota Chana Jota Gena Jota Llama Jota Chana Jota Gena Jota Llama Jota Sangla Jota Chana Jota Llama Jota Sangla Jota Chana Jota Gena 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 Jota Llama Jota Llama Jota Sangla Jota Chana Jota Gena 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 Jota Llama Jota Sangla Jota Chana Jota Llama Jota Sangla Jota Chana Jota Llama Jota Sangla Jota Chana Jota Gena 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 Jota Llama Jota Sangla Jota Llama Jota Sangla Jota Chana Jota Gena 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 Jota Llama Jota Llama Jota Sangla Jota Chana Jota Gena 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 Jota Llama Jota Llama Jota Sangla Jota Chana Jota Gena 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 Jota Llama Jota Sangla Jota Chana Llama Jota Sangla Jota Chana Jota Gena Jota Llama Jota Llama Jota Sangla Jota Chana Jota Gena Jota Llama Jota Sangla Jota Chana Jota Gena Jota Llama Jota Sangla Jota Chana Jota Gena Jota Llama Jota Chana Jota Gena Jota Llama Jota Sangla Jota Chana Jota Gena Jota Llama Jota Chana Jota Llama Jota Sangla Llama Jota Sangla Jota Chana Jota Gena Jota Llama Jota Sangla Jota Chana Jota Llama Jota Sangla Jota Chana Jota Gena 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 Llama Jota Sangla Jota Chana Jota Gena Jota Llama Jota Sangla Jota Chana Jota Gena Jota Llama Jota Sangla Jota Chana Jota Gena Jota Llama Jota Sangla Jota Chana Jota Llama Jota Sangla Jota Chana Jota Gena Jota Llama Jota Sangla Jota Chana Jota Gena Jota Llama Jota Sangla Jota Chana Llama Jobs Joe, Sangela Jobs Joe, Chenla Jobs Joe, Gandala Jobs Joe, Llama Jobs Joe, Sangela Jobs Chenla Jobs Joe, Gandala Llama Jobs Joe, Sangela Jobs Joe, Chenla Jobs Joe, Gandala Jobs Joe. You have the refuge from the Wonder text. Page 37. Kunjo sumye tsadeshe tsawan sum salon tile ranjen chus. Ngo ranjen tuje kyo koron la jang chu ningbo bando cham sum. Kunjo sumye deshe tsawan sum salon tile ranjen chus. Ngo ranjen tuje kyo koron la jang chu ningpo bandu cham sum. Kunjo sumye deshe zawa sum salon tele ranjen jang chu. Ngo ranjen tuje kyo koron la jang chu ningpo bandu cham sum. in the actual three jewels, the three root sugatas, in bodhicitta, the nature of channel, wind, and essence, and in the mandala of essence, nature, and compassion, I take refuge until attaining the heart of Buddhahood. In the actual three jewels, the three root sugatas, in bodhicitta, the nature of channel, wind, and essence, and in the mandala of essence, nature, and compassion, I take refuge until attaining the heart of Buddhahood. In the actual three jewels, the three root sugatas, in bodhicitta, the nature of channel, wind, and essence, and in the mandala of essence, nature, and compassion, I take refuge until attaining the heart of Buddhahood. Then go back to the insert. That's the dedication of the refuge. Page 7. Gyawa ndiye nudo dai kencho sumbo drupjurne drowa chikchan male pa deye salah gebarasho. Through the merit of this practice, may I swiftly accomplish the three jewels and establish every sentient being without exception on their level. Okay, then now back to our Mundo text, the conclusion. Page 89. Namje tse duje tse rana ngaya perishin sonju drumbe jingam so shilu dorje henajal tsere ke gongboru jene jese pejanda yerme chembaro sange te dan tombe chodruke Yeshe chenpo ronpa le kamsum semche mone. Tembe tembe damba ro jezen peme uyonsa. Sewa ninge kelne de katsam tsezam mai. Chenlai toke lone ze samden dro bara ze bosen. Back to page 89. When my life is at its end, my perception, the glorious copper-colored mountain, the pure realm of Maya, indivisible from Nirmanakaya's pure realm, and my body Vajra Yogini is transformed into a radiant light, brilliant sphere of light, merging inseparably with Jitsen Pema June, I attain Buddhahood. Then from the display of vast primordial wisdom, the miraculous manifestation of bliss and emptiness, for every single being in the three realms, let me appear as their supreme guide. Jitsen Pema, grant this, so I pray. I pray to you from the bottom of my heart. These are not just empty words. I pray that you grant your blessings from the expanse of your wisdom mind and cause all my aspirations to be fulfilled. Page 92. From the heart center of the Llama, a beam of light, red and warm, suddenly appears. And with myself visualized as Dorje Niljoma, it touches my heart and I'm instantaneously transformed into a sphere of red light, which dissolves into Guru Rinpoche's heart. And I become inseparable with him in one day. Glorious, precious root Llama, dwelling on the lotus seat in my heart, care for me with your compassionate great kindness. grant me the accomplishments of your body, speech, and mind. Toward the life and liberation of the glorious Lama, may wrong views not arise, not even for an instant. And through the devotion of seeing whatever he does as excellent, may the blessings of the Lama infuse my mind. In all of my lifetimes, may I never be separated from the perfect Lama. And experiencing the splendor of Dharma, may I perfect the qualities of the paths and bhumis and swiftly attain the level of Vajradhara. As the heroic Manjushri realized and Samanta Bhadra too, I will train in their examples and perfectly dedicate all of these virtues. All of the conquerors of the three times in whichever way they supremely dedicate, I too will perfectly dedicate all my roots of virtue for the excellent conduct. In all of my lifetimes, wherever I am born, may I obtain the 7 qualities of higher realms. Upon taking birth, may I immediately meet the Dharma and have the freedom to practice it perfectly. In that life, may I please the sublime Lama and practice the Dharma day and night. Having realized the Dharma, may I accomplish the ultimate meaning of the essence, and may I cross over the ocean of worldly existence in this very life. May I thoroughly teach the sublime Dharma within the world, and never become disheartened or weary of accomplishing the benefit of others. Through working impartially for the vast benefit of others, may all beings attain Buddhahood together. Om Ahum Benza Guru Pema Siddhi. 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 Okay, so like that. So you reflect on your session, then how did you do? If you did well, then be happy and then think that I want to do exactly like that hereafter in every session. Then even if you didn't do well, make a firm commitment that may I be able to do better in my next session like that, and make that, don't you say, be strong in your commitment. And then whatever we have done, any merit that we have accumulated through such practice, always dedicate for the attainment of Buddhahood for all sentient beings like that. So practice in this way. And yeah, so today we completed the first day of the 100-day mind training retreat. So congratulations to you all. So, when you're doing Refuge, remember to bring the refuge tree in your mind, the refuge field. And please, if you don't have, print yourself a copy of your refuge tree. Have a nice one. The one that I showed you, it's a beautiful one. And then and slowly by slowly, you try to recognize who they are. This is a nice one. I have a big one over there in front of me. This is a nice one. I'll ask Lindsay to send you this one. So print it and then you can place in front of you or on the wall if you can. Make it a big poster or big, like a wall-to-wall poster like that if you can. And then, you know, generate the refuge fervently, recognizing Buddha, Dharma, and the Sangha. And then Buddha, Dharma, and the Sangha embodied in your Guru, in your Lama. And then, you know, make that fervent conviction, how would you say, we have faith and devotion toward Guru, with understanding that whatever I have done in samsara till this far hasn't brought any essence at all. In so many lifetimes that we have lived, that whatever we did never brought us any lasting happiness. So in this life, I'm surely going to achieve the essence of this fortunate human birth, not just for myself, but for all my parent sentient beings whose number pervade the vastness of space. So like that. And then how wonderful that I have come across the Buddha path. And now I have a Lama that I can rely on. Lama who embodies Buddha, Dharma, and the Sangha. The Lama who is the Guru, Idam and Dakini. Lama who embodies the three kayas. Dharmakaya, Sambhogakaya, Nirmanakaya, like that. So then place your trust and faith in the Lama. And you're not mistaken. You know, it's this is a definitive practice. This is called the unmistaken path. So you can be assured that this is not some kind of, how would you say, like a bogus, some kind of, you know, if you read Longchen Pa's text, then you will understand. And to connect yourself to such a being, you are unmistaken. There's nothing, it's not an error. So think like that. If you place any trust in samsaric thing, you are sure you're going to be deceived by it. We have placed our trust in samsara so long, all this time we have done that. So if you place your trust in the Lama, you are unmistaken. It is like you're praying to a wish-fulfilling jewel. Surely your wishes will be granted. But then samsaric phenomena is like ordinary rock. However much you wish for it, your wish will never come true. So think like that and generating the understanding that there is nothing that attracts anymore in samsara. That you are inspired in the wisdom qualities of Buddha. And more I think about it, more and more I'm inspired. More and more I'm blessed by it. So think like that. It is taught in the teachings that finding Dharma is like finding a mine, like a gold mine. And thereafter, if you find bigger chunk, bigger is the value. Even if you find a small chunk, there is a value in that, like that. So practice in such a way. And then while doing the refuge, bring clearly in your mind, you are not the one who is just reciting the refuge. All sentient beings along with us, along with you, are reciting the refuge. So think like that. And then that one verse recitation of the refuge, you can think how inconceivable or how vast, how boundless it becomes. Because it's not just coming from one mouth. It's from the infinite sentient beings that we visualize together. that through their body, they render prostrations, through their speech, they recite this refuge prayers, through their mind, they cultivate renunciation, they cultivate disgust towards samsaric phenomena, and generate faith and devotion in the path of the Buddha, in the Buddha, Dharma, and the Sangha, like that. So it's not a joke. Something like that. This is how, as a practitioner, we accumulate merit, and merit keeps us going strongly in the path. So think like that and practice. Then you all have the calendar, yeah? Yeah? You do. So then today you can check. Sorry, I'm on the second page. Unfortunately, we're not there. Yeah, then the first day. So now you can mark this one off. So every fourth day, you can mark this one. So we are after the second. So we have 3 more. We have now 8 sessions left on the nature of freedom. So always remember what you're doing. And then also, hereafter, when we recite the morning prayers, we will take turns in reciting, in leading the prayer. So the Tibetan I will lead. So one day the Tibetan I'll read, the alternate days. So in English, so you all will have to take turns to recite, to lead. So we'll pick one, and then all of us will mute our mic, and that person will lead. So train yourself in how it is done. So reciting nicely, not like me. I always kind of make mistakes in reading. So, and then being very graceful and knowing where you need to pause, like that. And then when you're doing the 4 empowerments and so forth, and not hurrying, very, very graceful. And then doing all of those and knowing which page to go. So you'll have to tell us, now go to, the prayers invoking the blessings of the Llama on the mind training, like that. And then after that, let's do the aspirational prayers. And then go back to the refuge from the Mendro and so forth. And again, return to the handout, and those kind of things, and dedicate. So please, that will be your responsibility. So, okay. Anybody has any questions? So I think that's all I think.
Temple, I'm not sure if you mentioned this. Do we maintain the visualization of ourselves as Vajrayogini throughout reading and analytical placement meditation and refuge recitation?
Yeah, you can do that. Even if you don't do, it's fine, because when you're doing refuge, you're in your ordinary form. So yesterday at the end, we were talking about that, because this Guru Yoga actually is done after the 4 empowerments. Then you would conclude, and then you dissolve into Guru Rinpoche's heart, and then you remain in one taste, like that. But we are inserting the mind training before the conclusion, so it feels as if that we are now out of the Vajrayogini visualization and into our ordinary. So either is fine, you know, whether you want to keep visualizing Vajra Yogini or in your ordinary form, that's fine. Because you can visualize if you're visualizing yourself in a Vajra Yogini form, then Guru Rinpoche would be single. Guru Rinpoche would be just single. That's the only difference. And then if you're visualizing as an ordinary person, then your front visualization, Guru Rinpoche is in union with Dakini Yeshe Soga. That's the only difference. So it doesn't harm in visualizing yourselves as Vajra Yogini or ordinary, because your essence is already there with Guru Rinpoche, inseparably. Okay?
Okay. Thank you, Khenpo.
Rinpoche, can you mention again how many refuge we did today?
1,000.
Okay, thank you.
Did you get? Did you
A
do
little
that?
bit, a little bit more than that, yeah.
Oh, good. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Yeah. Good, good. Today I didn't go too fast. So, but yes, you don't have to worry. By the end of this, we'll have all the recitations complete. Recitations and prostrations and all of those complete. Don't be burdened. Just be joyful that you are doing. We are not, it's not like graduation, you know, like we hurry and we want to get our badge or those kind of things. Not like that. It's a mind training that we want to bring firm conviction. We understand what it means to be practicing Dharma, what it means to train our mind. And then once your mind is stable, once your mind surfaces from this ordinary mind, the mind that is always habituated and is disoriented, or disoriented is the word. It doesn't know what it wants and doesn't know how it is achieved. That's samsaric mind. So then, you know, once we have this, then it's mind, but it's more an awareness. It's not the mind that is addicted to samsaric habit anymore. So that's why we are doing the mind training, because just doing the mind training in Longchen Nyingthig tradition, it's not only in Longchen Nyingthig tradition, the mind training, Lojong is there in all our tradition, like all different Tibetan school tradition or in the Mahayana tradition and so forth. It is for us to understand, to bring forth our mind to surface from this ordinary habit of ours. I usually say it's like weeding out the garden before we start plantation. So if you don't weed out, then the plantation always has some kind of obstacles and hindrances. So like that, don't think, oh, this will be very excruciating and so forth. Be joyful. You are there to help me. I'm there to help you. We are all here to help each other, okay? So don't think, you know, like, oh, I'm not catching up. Don't think like that. We'll all be good. So, but main thing is that whenever you miss a session, make sure you make up. Don't lag one session behind. If you lag today, then do twice tomorrow. That should be a commitment. And don't miss for no reason, like ordinary reason. That's very stupid or foolish of us to do that. So don't do that. You dedicate your time in practice. Okay, so till, you know, if you got more than that, that's well and good, but we should be 2100 till today. Refuge. So 2100 altogether, because we did 100 in the beginning, we did 500 on the second day, 500 yesterday, and we did 1000 today. So we are 2100. So keep your log, keep tagging your logbook. So
Rinpoche, I'm still a little bit slow. I did 600 today, so I think I'm a few behind.
Make up today. So
Okay.
you can do and if you're just kind of walking around or like the Llama just sang, keep your mala in your hand and then you do it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Like Pemachaso, you did you did more than 1000, so keep track of that one. If you did more, that's fine. Sometimes when you do less, then you can make up for that one. Okay. Other messages. Let's see. Mind training insert. Okay, done. Yeah, the mind training insert is only a few pages. I would print that one. And there will be few mantras that will be added in there as we go along, and that you can write with your hand. So when you found out a few what you call those articles there and prepositions and so forth missing, and like living beings change to just being, they can strike the living off. And keep hot water or something nearby. When your throat gets dry, you can drink. I always keep a stash of my food here. I have my nuts here, so if I feel a little hungry, then I chew 1 or 2 bits of nuts like that. Whatever you have, if you like fruits or so, you can have that. So that you just don't have to step out from your cushion. So you don't have to, let's just say, you keep your cushion warm like that. Okay. Supplicating page. Okay. Anybody else?
Rinpoche, the foundation class, is that kind of like an extension of Ngondro, like when you go through the deeper into the Ngondro text?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the foundation Thursday class is more for people who come to Dharma, so they kind of understand, and it's just introducing the Dharma. And foundation Thursday class we had always been doing for Ngondro, aiming for foundation is Ngondro, so we're always doing something like we did Words of My Perfect Teacher, and after that we did the Guide to the Words of My Perfect Teacher, and after that we did the biography of the masters of the Dzogchen lineage, that marvelous calendar of rare gems like that. So yeah, that's like that.
Thank you.
Is that class on tonight?
Yes, tonight. Yes, tonight it's more. It's a book. It's a writing from Longchen Pa, praising the 4 seals, and it's written in a poetic form. So in the monastery or in the Shedra and so forth, students would kind of learn poetry along with the teaching. So.
And is that the same Zoom link for that one?
No, it's a different Zoom link. Yes. Yeah, ask. You can write, and then we'll send you the link.
Oh, I did write yesterday, but maybe there's quite a lot of emails to go through.
Okay, yeah, you just check. In case you miss the link and so forth.
Yeah, I could be just stupid. I'll have a look again.
Okay, wonderful. Do that.
And is that at 7 p.m.?
Yes, 7 p.m. time.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome. Okay. Anybody? Okay, if you don't have questions, then have a very good day, and tomorrow again wake up, rest well. And the main thing is when you go to sleep, if you focus your awareness in your heart, where Guru Rinpoche is there, then you don't need much sleep. Even if you sleep for a short period, your body will have plenty of relaxation, will have, then naturally you'll be awake. And then without awareness, then your brain is tired, and then your body is not relaxed. And then in the morning when you wake up, you feel lousy. So main thing, to keep this practice going, and always talk to yourself and then say, may I be able to perfect Dharma. That way I can bring benefit to all sentient beings. And I keep your bodhicitta going. Dharma practice is to blossom bodhicitta as quickly as possible. So always remember not to lose your bodhicitta. Think like that. And then in order for your bodhicitta to blossom, and constantly pray to Guru Rinpoche, to Buddha, to Bodhisattvas, to Llama, Idam, Dakinis, like that, constantly invoking their blessings and then feeling their blessings, like that. And then keep this practice continuous till you go to sleep, till you go to bed. And as I told you, make the habit. Of course, sometimes we are mindless, we are distracted, and then we forget. But like in the middle of the night, when you wake up, then immediately focus in your heart, Guru Rinpoche there, like that. And then you'll fall asleep, you'll realize you fell asleep very effortlessly. All kinds of insomnia will be gone. You'll be a very good sleeper, like a baby sleeping very peacefully.
Yeah, right now it's like jet lag.
Yeah, I feel that too, because we have this cycle going, so it's fine. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's getting better. It'll take a couple more minutes.
Yeah. I have the same thing like that, because these days I'm preparing the text, and then I have to stay late. Like I go to bed almost like 12, so then the only thing that keeps me relaxed is, like I told you, when I go to bed, then I focus, and then I don't really need a lot of sleep, I feel, because main thing is my mind is relaxed, or my brain is relaxed. Otherwise, there's so much activity. You know, Llama Tharchan Rinpoche was one of my teachers. He would say, Tibetans, when they say mind, they point their heart. And then Westerners, when they say in my mind, they point to the brain. So where is the mind? Is it in the heart or in the brain? Then Lama Tharchan Rinpoche said, the mind's office is here. And the mind's bedroom is here. So you better have your mind nesting in your bedroom. That way you're relaxed. Okay, everybody have a good day. Stay well. And then, yeah, be always kind to others as well as kind to yourself. And then always be feel the fortunate of, how would you say, understand that how fortunate we are to have met Dharma in this life. And then how fortunate it would be to accomplish the essence, to realize Dharma. Not just meeting Dharma, but to bring forth the fruition of Dharma. So like that, and go on and on. Okay? Okay, everybody stay well. Okay. Bye-bye. Alexander, stay well. Vinicius, Matthew.
Thank you, Rinpoche. Have a good day.
Okay. Ben, Lindsay, Jan, Wells, Eric, Chavela, Capucine, Selena. And I think Kira was online. There are some who haven't turned their video on. So Kira, Jangshu Dorkar is there. Thomas and Jim. I think I didn't miss anyone. So there are some who are unnamed here. Anyway, I know there are some students, other students. I'm so happy to be practicing with you also. Thank you for joining, everybody. Okay. Bye-bye now.
Thank you.
Bye.